Good morning, girls. In today's video, we shall be solving the problems on practice set 30. In the previous video, you learnt about the concept of percentage and you also learnt about how to solve the problems based on percentage. Let's begin with problem set 30. The first question is, Shabana scored 736 marks out of 800 in her exams. What was the percentage she scored? Now to get the answer, we'll first have to note down the information that is provided to us, which is the total marks and the marks scored by Shabana. So the marks scored by Shabana are 736 out of total 800 marks. To find out the percentage of marks scored, we will have to multiply the fraction 736 upon 800 by 100. Which on calculation gives us the answer 92%. Therefore, Shabana scored 92% marks in her exams. Let's move on to the next question. There are 500 students in the school in Dahihanda village. If 350 of them can swim, what percent of them can swim and what percent cannot? Here they have provided us with the total number of students in the school and the number of students who can swim, on the basis of which we have to find out the percent of the children who can swim and the ones who cannot swim. Now to find out the percent of students who cannot swim, we'll first have to find out the number of students who cannot swim, for which we will have to subtract 350 from 500, which give us the answer 150. Now we have the number of students who can swim and the number who cannot swim. So then let's try to find out the percent of students in both the categories. Beginning with finding out the percentage of students who can swim, we will have to divide the number of students who can swim by the total number of students, which is 500, and multiply the fraction by 100. Which on further calculation will give us the answer 70. Thus we can say that 70% of students can swim. In the same manner, to find out the percentage of the students who cannot swim, we will have to divide 150 by 500 and multiply the fraction by 100, which on further calculation will give us the answer 30%. Then we conclude the sum by writing the final statement. Therefore, 70% of the students in Dahihanda village can swim while 30% cannot. Question 3. If Prakash sowed jawar on 75% of the 19,500 square meter of his land, on how many square meter did he actually plant jawar? Now, unlike the first two sums wherein you were given the data or the numbers and you were asked to find out the percentage, in this sum they have already provided us with the percent and have asked us to find out the area. So to get started, we will first note down the information that is provided to us, which is the total area of land 19,500 square meter and the percentage of land on which jawar is planted, which is 75%. So 75% of 19,500 will be written as 75 upon 100 multiplied by 19,500, which on further calculation will give us the answer 14,625 square meter. Therefore, Prakash planted jawar on 14,265 square meter of land. Question 4. Soham received 40 messages on his birthday. Of these, 90% were birthday greetings. How many other messages did he get besides the greetings? Now if we read the question carefully, we can notice that the number of messages that they have asked us to find out is not those which were birthday greetings, but the messages other than the birthday greetings received by Soham. So according to the given information, 90% of the 40 messages received by Soham were birthday messages, which means remaining 10% were other messages. So, to find out the number of other messages received, we'll have to find out 10% of the total messages, which is 10% of 40. On calculation, we get 10% of 40 to be 4. Therefore, Soham got 4 other messages besides the greetings. Question 5. Of the 5,675 people in a village, 5,448 are literate. What is the percentage of literacy in the village? Now, to get to the answer, we'll have to begin by noting down the information that is provided to us. Divide the number of literate people in the village by the population of the village and multiply the fraction by 100, after which we get the answer 96, which is nothing but the percentage of literacy in the village. Therefore, there is 96% literacy in the village. Question 6. In the elections, 1080 of the 1200 women in Jambulgaon cast their vote, while 1360 of the 1700 in Vadgaon cast theirs. In which village did a greater proportion of women cast their votes? Now, to find out the village in which greater proportion of women cast their votes, we will have to first find out the percentage of votes by women in individual villages and then compare. So, in Jambulgaon village, out of total 1200 women voters, 1080 cast their votes. We will write down it in a form of a fraction and multiply it by 100, after which we'll get the answer 90%, which means 90% women from Jambulgaon village cast their votes. Similar way, we'll also find out the percentage of votes cast by the women from Vadgaon village, which will give us the answer 80%. Now, from Jambulgaon village, 90% of women cast their votes, whereas from Vadgaon village, 80% women cast their votes. So, there is a clear difference of 10%. Therefore, we can say that the women of Jambulgaon village cast a greater proportion of votes. With this, we come to an end of today's discussion and this chapter. Hope this video was informative. Thank you for being attentive. Please keep practicing. God bless you all.